vocation story. And that we would like to hear today. Because it all began. My dad used to be traveling, and so I was staying with my grandparents. And the church was so close by. And so I used to frequent with my aunt to church. And then as I was growing, and when it was time to be an altar boy, I delighted to be there. And so I loved being an altar boy. And here we have Aaron. Thank you, Aaron, for being an altar boy. And so what I did was I came there, attended the Mass, and then go back home, have breakfast, and rush back to school. It was like 10 minutes, so sometimes I was running up and down. Church, school. The school also was next to the church. So that was an advantage. And so I enjoyed being an altar boy, and slowly my love for God grew. And then, the priest, and I'm the altar boy, little boy. So then I said, now, to hold the chalice and to celebrate Mass, there's no other way than to be a priest. And frequently I went for Mass, sometimes 3 Masses a day, and after that I finished. And then when I went to 10th grade, it's timing. 8th grade onwards, then slowly I was connecting with the priest and said, okay, maybe I'd like to be a priest. Because I'm already an altar boy, is there a possibility? Then they said, okay, you have to finish the 10th grade and then you can go. So I went for camps, and then I joined seminary. It's not exactly seminary, it's called apostolic training. So you can do your 11th grade and 12th grade. And then after that, I finished that. And then I was able to communicate with my parents. Okay, I want to continue now. I want to be a priest. I feel good. It's like come and see, as we say. Always give youngsters come and see. So I did my 12. And then they said, okay, good. We're happy you go. My dad also was happy. My mom. Then my mom and dad came along with me. I brought my bag and all and said, okay, now you can be there, staying there, be good, and say your prayers. I was trying to do all that. And enjoyed, and then being in a seminary, then we have different chores. So I was given in charge of the sacristy. And so then preparing for the Mass, keep all the wine and the host and everything all set. So that was one of my duties. I enjoyed it, I did it. And then the time comes for the novitiate. So that's like now you'll become the member of the religious order. I'm belonging to the missionary, the St. Francis de Sales. And so then I finished the novitiate, and I was happy. And that time it was my mom's, my mom and dad's 25th wedding anniversary. And then in the novitiate we cannot go home because one full year you had to be in the novitiate. And so I prayed, maybe sent a card to them, And after that I did my philosophy. Regency, 1 year of seminary, like you be in a church or school, being in the practical field. I finished the seminar, Regency. And then I went for theology. Then I completed theology. And then the time for ordination. So before the ordination, we had the diaconate ministry. So I was sent to one of the parishes and the cities, and working with the youth over there, and they had a school, and then also the parishioners. So especially in the Holy Week, so I remember this Thursday, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and that was my first time working in the ministry as a deacon. And then after that, 1997, April 13th is today, I was ordained. I was waiting for that day. My family was able to come. It was good. And then I got the bishop who belonged to the missionary of St. Francis de Sales. He was a saintly bishop. He lived around about 90 years, and he came, he ordained me, and I was ordained in one of the missions in India. And so that was my ordination. And then, once ordination, then you're appointed, waiting for appointments. I got one of the rural missions somewhere in the tribal area. I worked there for a year or so. Then went to another place. There they had a school, and we had the church and the missions. So like maybe 10, 12 missions, like how we have worship sites. So that's like a similar worship site, but it is not like with a church and all. We used to go to somebody's house and then there, ring the bell, and then everybody knows the priest is there, then they come, usually in the evening time, because they were all farmers. And so I did that. So what we did is, at that one time, there was a catechist, he was driving and I go with him. So I did 3 masses a day, because one after another you go to different stations, missions down, or parish sites. I finished that, then after I got a transfer, I worked in a couple of boarding schools, helping young children to be good and do their duties. Usually the naughty children, I think, get sent to the boarding so that the parents will be released from all the trouble. So it was good, the young boys, and we cared for them, played some soccer, and enjoyed their company. And so that was like, I did that ministry. Then further on, I finished like 10 years of ministry in India itself, and then the time I was to go to Germany, but then they told me to go to Germany. I said, oh no, it may be difficult, I'm not able to. So I missed that opportunity. But you know, when you miss something, you get something else. And so nothing is missed. So from there, I went to Africa. I said, okay, let's go to Africa and see there and work. I enjoyed. I was in the seminary there again, helping seminarians. We recruited local vocations. And then also I worked in a parish. I was a pastor there, and we had maybe 19 substations, and 2 of them were very far, and they were in the tourist areas surrounded with the sea. And so I was able to go 3 hours by road, and so I had to go there. And so one day, what happened on the feast of Body and Blood of Christ. So that day I had a severe accident. I got up early in the morning, I went for Mass, and I took some people. We went for Mass, like different stations. And then on the way back, my van turned 3 times. It was, that was very bad. And maybe God still kept me, you know. I didn't have the seat belt, I didn't know much of the rules. But thank God nobody was coming on the road, you know. So it was like my road. And maybe I put the leg on the accelerator. My eyes were closed first time, and again I opened it, I tried to control. Second time it closed. I'm not sure, because if I got up early to go to that place. So, and then, you know, it was a feast. I wanted to come back to the house and then go to the capital city, to the cathedral, where they had the procession of the body and blood of Christ. So by afternoon returning, I was there in an accident, and so the seminarian was with me, and then I took a lady with a baby in the car because she was walking. She wanted some help. And so we all met with the accident, and luckily, baby, nothing happened. The lady had some injuries for the ankle. The seminarian had for the arm. And then I was like in the womb of the mother down there steering. I told the seminarian, break the glass and take me out. And I was able to organize that till the ambulance came. And then I sent the seminarian and the mother and the baby to the nearby hospital. Then the ambulance came, they took us all to the main hospital in Capital. And so I prayed that nothing would happen. I had all internal injuries. And so I prayed, and they gave me a painkiller injection, and they discharged me, go home. Then I took some homeopathic medicines, and I took some hot water bottle to heat the body and all, you know, to take away all the marks and the swelling. So then it was good, everything was getting healed. And my birthday came July 11, so then I invited some people, and we thank God again for the new life. This happened, the accident happened in June, so July 11th I was able to move and start the ministry again. And so that's it. And then coming to that, I finished working in Africa in different areas and enjoyed working there. Then my provincial said, okay, now there is a need to go to US. So I came in 2011 working in Louisiana. Then afterwards worked in Florida in different ministries, and And then finally went back home in the novitiate, India. I had to be there for a year. And then finally, now I came back to this diocese. So I thank Bishop Malone and Father Mike Oblong. So they were instrumental in getting me here, and I always prayed, and I prayed to the intercession of Blessed Mother Mary. So take me where you need and need most. And so I was given this opportunity. And then God willing, very soon maybe I could be part of the diocese. I also thank Father Bernard because he was there, and we were communicating from India because he knows Father Obler, and then he needed help, and he was very delighted and encouraging, and I got to come soon. So I came, and so then being in Africa, being in India, and being here, I was able to study Portuguese in Africa, Spanish in Louisiana, and that's helping me over here, and some Indian languages, because I worked in different states in India. And so that's in short. I know it's long, but still, I'm sure. Okay. So my dad died in 2012, and at the age of 78, a heart attack. And I have two brothers. They are married. One brother got one daughter, Sarah, 8 years old. The other brother, Sunil, he got two boys. One is doing engineering, and the other, he finished his final year of engineering, and the other one is doing college. My sister Shalini, she is having one child. He too is finishing engineering this year. And I come from a middle class family where we always said the rosary. My grandmother was very good at that, and we all sat down to pray the rosary. And she was also a Legion of Mary, visiting the sick and going around helping. A very nice grandmother had. And then education was stressed in my life. My aunt, I thank my Aunt Bella, who passed away. She was a teacher and she helped me. And I was wondering why so much stress to study, she was always behind me, and now I know how good it is. It helped me to be able to communicate to you well. And the other Aunt Cecilia, she too passed away. She was helping me. I thank all my grandparents, my uncles, aunts, cousins, and also Father Joy in the Diocese of Louisiana, who assisted me and mentored me, my friend. So now I will conclude and say, thank you very much. I thank God for this great opportunity and blessing. So, God bless you and your families.
You too, Father.